Hi, this is Isabel Letzer. Welcome to my channel, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today I will share with you how to become magnetic in your job search. I like this word because I really believe in 2021. You don't go and apply online. This is not the way to be the best job seeker, but you actually become this person that is magnetic by basically being an expert and all these things. So I will share with you some tips in this video, three steps that you can take to become more magnetic and increase your chances to get the job that you want. So the first thing is that you need to know what it is that you're looking for. So as I like to call it, you can't be everyone's type of employee. Different folks, different companies are looking for different kinds of profiles, and it's not really it's not about you. It's not really that you're not good enough or you don't have enough skills. Usually people tend to start by looking at it from, I don't have certain things, as opposed to, what kind of company would be interested in me. So you may be the greatest person for one kind of employee and it may not work for another. So for example, in Switzerland, obviously the local market will be more interested in French speakers if you're in Geneva, or German speakers if you're in Zurich. That's normal. Now, an international company where their main thing basically is to work in tech, and they're really into developing their industry, becoming number one, and having really good technical people, they don't care that you speak Swiss German or French as much. So it's really about what can you bring that's really going to be your leverage into that company. So knowing your bucket list of companies, maybe you have 4 or 5, you don't need to have a lot. Think about being very, very targeted. When you want to be seen as an expert in your industry, you want to go narrow rather than large. So you want to be seen maybe only for a few people. You're the expert for that particular group of companies, and you're the go-to person for that particular group of companies. So example is tech, definitely for 2021. Maybe it's in biotech, maybe it's going to be in crypto, or, these are really the industries that are becoming more important, and this is where you have most of your job opportunities in Switzerland and elsewhere. The more, I would say, traditional businesses like banking, insurance, they still recruit, but it's not going to be a huge market for expats. So for expats, 2021 is really about tech companies, very much linked to online world and so forth. So this is where you want to build a skill that you can leverage to sell yourself to a company in Switzerland. But again, it doesn't have to be a local Swiss company. In my view, that's not where expats get the best opportunities, but more a company maybe that's trying to to develop themselves in Switzerland, and they need very technical people, English speakers, etc., to grow within Switzerland. So find your top 5-10 companies in Switzerland or elsewhere that you want to work for, and really over focus on these companies so that you can search and build your profile based on, is it international companies, startups, in which industries, etc. So the more you know your target, the more you can mirror and give them what they want, which is something I talked about in a previous video. Number 2 is your profile should be excellent. So I also talked about this before. Your profile is your selling card in 2021, especially on social media. So before, you would focus on your resume and everything was done via online applications, and this was your entryway into a company. Now it's almost secondary. Now your entryway into a company is more about your social media profile and people finding you online. So you need to be so well positioned online in your industry that people can find you easily. They can visit your profile and maybe send you messages, etc. So you want to invest in a quality profile where it matches your what you want to be seen as. So in other words, if you want to be considered as a senior leader in an organization and you have a photo of you maybe during your spring break or summer, and you're looking a little bit like, yeah, I'm on the beach type of thing, it's not going to work. And by the way, this is also true for your more social network. So if you say, well, but it's on my Facebook profile, you don't know who's going to check what. So Your LinkedIn, in other ways, should be also for your personal profile or what have you, because you don't know what people will check. Now, a lot of businesses get done via Instagram, via Facebook. So you don't know where the opportunity is going to come from, and you don't know what people check about you. So when I put my social media on my website, I have no idea where people will find me. Maybe they find me on Instagram. Maybe they find me on Facebook. Maybe they find me here on YouTube. But the thing is, people should get some type of a coherent photo about me in their mind. So if they go through my Facebook or if they go through my Instagram, they should get the same experience about me that they would get via LinkedIn. So if you have photos and profiles that don't really match each other and don't same the same vibe, then you will have a disconnect, and that's not good for online marketing or your social media, building your social media photo. So that's really number two, is build a great profile with great photographs. I have a hard time with my clients on photos still, because I think, especially now with lockdowns and everything, finding a photographer, but you can do a lot of things yourself as well. I take a lot of photos myself these days as well. If you're a little bit inquiring about this stuff and how to do it, you have great cameras now inside telephones. You can have someone in your environment that's quite good if you don't feel good yourself taking photos, that can help you take photos. So there's lots of ways now where you can have great photos without booking necessarily a photographer, which I would still recommend when you're starting and you don't want to bother with it. Number three is practice attraction with small attempts, the daily dose strategies. So at the beginning, it might sound like it's huge and you don't know how you're going to be so magnetic, with maybe 10 people in your social media and not knowing really what you're supposed to do. But the way you will attract is by doing things on a regular basis. So if you do one post per week or something very small at the beginning that you can commit to, so you have to commit to it. That's the hard part, is that if you start doing, for example, 5 posts within 1 week every day and you're so excited, but then you stop, it's not going to help you in the long run. I would rather you do 1 post per week, but you commit to that in the long run. And that's the part where people break down, is that they're not committed long term. So after a couple of weeks, couple of months, they stop, and then boom, it goes down. Because with social media, the way it's built is that it really enjoys regularity. So the more regular that you are, the more the algorithm will see you as a quality whatever you're doing in your field, they will see your profile as quality. So if they see you post once a week on a regular basis, then you will start getting attention, etc. And that's how you build your credibility, and you will have more professional interest about you, and people will start messaging you and so forth. So you don't really have to do anything else than starting to do one thing regularly. That's all you need to do. So you could still do your job applications, but you want to start doing one thing online regularly. You can say, okay, as of January, I start doing 1 post per week, or I start doing, 1 blog per month, or something that's regular, that people will see that you're doing something, you're creating something long term. The algorithm will see it, and your network will see it. So that's all you have to do. You don't have to go big strategy, multiple, whatever. Just do one thing right on a regular basis, and you will see its huge transformation. So I call that the daily dose strategy, or you could call that the weekly or monthly dose, whatever you choose to do. But just be aware that the more often you do something, maybe if you start doing something daily, you will have more attention than doing something monthly, or it's always a catch-22, where what is it something that you can commit to? So for example, I committed myself to doing 2 videos per week. I know end of this year I'm a little bit behind there, but that's my commitment, is 2 videos per week. Some creators choose 1 video per week, which is fine. And then some people 1 video per month. It doesn't really matter, but as long as they have the regularity and they know they can provide value in that timeline, then people will start getting used to it. And that's how you build your trust, your authenticity. And people see that they can count on you, that you do what you say, and that's really where you build the relationship. So that's the same thing when you're looking for a job or you're building your career. You want to show you're someone that delivers on what they say, and then it builds up your professionalism, and you become that go-to expert that people want on their team. So in a snapshot, to recap, how do you become magnetic in your job search? Number one, you know who you want to attract. That's the first thing, what kind of companies out there, etc. Number two is you have a great social media profile that you spend time really on, you know, on your banner, on your photo, on your about section if it's LinkedIn. But basically it's any social media out there, not just LinkedIn, I would say. And maybe you get opportunities via other social media. Twitter is also something I encourage people to look at. And number three is you practice the regularity, whether it's daily dose, weekly dose, or monthly dose. You will see a huge difference in your opportunities coming through to you. So I hope this was helpful. Again, feel free to share, comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Do you plan 2021 to do something different? And if so, what that is? And please post that below. I'd be curious to know. I hope you have a great day and I talk to you soon.